Hey guys, how you doing? This is Tom from Hybrid Bushcraft. I just want to welcome you to my channel, and this is the first video I'm doing, which is an introduction video, giving you an idea of what I plan to cover in future videos. I believe I bring a unique approach to urban survival, or prepping as some people might call it, because I live in a city, and I have for most of my life. I have also been very active in the outdoors. I've been doing bushcraft for years as well. So between mixing the two of them together, I think it brings a definite unique approach. And I want to share that with people because I have seen a lot of other people do videos on it, and whether they were mostly bushcrafters, traditional bushcrafters, but it doesn't seem like they spent much time in the city. It really doesn't. It looks like they're just trying to tell you where to gather materials in a suburban or urban environment. But they overlook a lot of the other considerations, I should say, the other dynamics of living in the city that only people who live in the city can understand. So I'm trying to express that to people and maybe share with them my experience. Maybe, take what you like, discard what doesn't apply to you, more or less. The challenges and concerns between survival and, in the city and bushcraft are the same. The only thing that's different really is, I guess tools. Tools and methods are definitely going to vary, but you still have the same priorities and needs. It still follows Maslow's hierarchy of needs, no matter where you are and what scenario you're in. I would like to also, in my future videos, I want to minimize what I'm doing right now, which is sitting here in front of a camera and talking to you. I see a lot of urban survival videos that do that. The guy sits here and just discusses. He has all his preps in the background and everything else, and he tells you what you're supposed to do. I'm not going to even cover a lot of the things they do. They've already covered it, but I just don't feel like narrating and using stock footage to make videos more interesting. If it's not going to be interesting, if I don't feel it's interesting or a teaching point, then I'm just not going to do it. I'm not going to pump out volumes of videos in order to try to get subscribers, in turn get sponsors. I don't care. I don't want sponsors. I don't want anything. I don't want free gear from anybody. I don't want shit. I'm just going to give you my take on things. It's a hobby for me. Okay, it's a lifestyle, but it's also a hobby for me. I enjoy doing it, and I'm not gonna, ruin it by just accepting sponsors and even talking to people like that. It's ridiculous. Anyway, in the city, the availability of food is all over the place, and that's something that a lot of people don't realize. I plan to show you where to find food in the city. There is tons of meat that can be caught in the city. We have raccoons, well over 20 pounds. We have big squirrels. We have possums. We have the infamous New York City subway rats and sewer rats. That's all meat. We also have some stray animals here as well. Also, believe it or not, we have rabbits in New York City. So there's, and they don't have natural predators. So they tend to be abundant here. They have no fear of humans, and there's plenty of food. A lot of raccoons really don't hibernate here. They don't have to. There's food year round. They don't have to conserve calories. So we also have, I'm on the coast, we have a lot of crabs. Blue claw crabs will feed a lot of people, and you can catch over 100 of them in 4 hours during peak season. Plants. Most of the plants in New York are not poisonous because, a lot of that stuff is removed because of young kids and animals, But that doesn't mean that you just go around and indiscriminately grab a vegetation and start chewing on it. It's always helpful to have Peterson field guides with you. That really does help. That's one of the things I'll discuss in other videos is certain aids, reference books, and everything that you should have in your preps as well. Other things I wanted to cover are certain things that lead up to success that will increase the odds of you coming out of a disaster or an emergency unscathed or with minimal effect. And those are like skills and training. And I'm not talking about what you were 15, 20 years ago. I mean, the glory days are over. It's what you are now. If you haven't practiced certain skills that you were pretty, efficient at a long time ago, it's perishable. So you should consider brushing up on it and being active in it. The other thing is equipment. What do you have and do you know how to use it? Okay, the proficiency of it, is it serviceable, in good condition, or is it broken and run down? How long do you think it's going to last you? Your mental strength. Some people just don't handle stress very well. Those people can be very hard to deal with. And you have to know your own limitations. But the other thing, which will be considerations for later on, is who you're actually bugging in with. Certain things to consider. You might have that friend that you're going to bug in with, you plan to, and that son of a bitch chews with his mouth open at the table and it just gets under your fucking skin. Well, that's going to magnify when you're together for longer periods of time and you have nothing to do but stare at each other. That's going to start getting on you. All right, physical fitness and conditioning. That's, once again, personal things you have to really do a self-analysis on. Are you in good enough shape to get by? How about with that bag on your back? If you're talking about a bug out bag or a get home bag, if you have to carry that 12 miles with you on your back from your car back to your home, can you do that with whatever you decide to put in your bag personally? Or are you that fat bastard with nothing on your back? You're fucking huffing going up 3 flights of stairs, and then you get up there and you got to lean on the wall to catch your breath. You know what you are, and you have to decide what you want to do about it. The other thing is luck. Luck is a very large factor. As much as we don't want to think it is. However, I'm not counting on luck as the main factor in getting me through a situation, any kind of scenario. I'd rather hone my skills, increase them, become more knowledgeable, and hopefully luck will do the rest. As far as bugging in, the most important thing with bugging in is realizing that security is paramount. Always is in every situation, but especially when you have your preps with you and you have to possibly defend them. So security is number one. The other is how much do you have on hand as far as your equipment and preps go. If you only have 2 weeks worth of food, you're going to end up venturing out a lot earlier than you probably want to in worst case scenario. So we'll go over the different kinds of scenarios and what your optimum time is, and certain things you can have that are non-perishable that'll help extend that time that you can minimize or have no contact with anybody except those who are inside of your little fortress, more or less. We'll go over bug out bags, the contents in there, as well as get home bags, which are very different from each other, and we will go over individual bags that might be better for different scenarios, weather dependent, and also your location. We'll be going over of course, if there's a power outage and everything else, there's not going to be any heat or anything, so we're going to have to go over fire and warmth indoors in apartments, how you can stay warm. Security being, if you are trying to get home from somewhere, you need not that you need, but I have suggestions for certain equipment that you might want to put in your bag that will help out with security. And also for in your home, what you might want to do for keeping for security, and nice little gadgets, very cheap too. I found some good stuff that I want to share with people. Also, things that we create ourselves. Okay, ingenuity and innovation is more important than the actual equipment you have sometimes. We'll be going over food gathering, as I had said before. Water gathering inside of the city is not as difficult as people think it is. Okay, and we're going to go over, there are a lot of places you can find water. And the other thing is being that I'm not an expert or even as knowledgeable as a lot of other people in a lot of topics I plan to discuss, I have actually spoken with a lot of people that are very proficient in, I'm using plant identification and medicinal plants as an example. I have people who are going to be even possibly speaking as guests throughout the video. I'll break and have them give that portion of the video, if because they could explain it better than I can. I'll be learning just as much as you guys are by watching. And but I have people for different things that I turn it over to them so they could give you guys the best information possible rather than me just relaying it, cut out the middleman. So that's all I have, and just like to thank you guys for watching. Hopefully, you'll be interested in the content I put out there. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.